Yo YouTube, what's up? How's everyone doing on this fine day? Today on stream, we are going to react to a video called The Most Delusional Man on TikTok. It's from August the Duck, which is a very well-known YouTuber, very popular YouTuber, right, for the last couple of years. He usually covers a variety of topics, right? Apparently, this video is about some hustle bro, those types, some person who's like running Pyramid Scheme, allegedly. Apparently, he's not a very great person, allegedly. So we're going to react to the video right now.
Every 15-year-old kid should be doing this right now. If you're getting an allowance of $300 a month, buy a piece of real estate that pays you $30 a month. Only use the 30, don't touch the 300.
I'm gonna be a millionaire before I'm 20.
Okay, so that first one was obviously stupid, first of all. If you're a kid, if you're a 15-year-old, and if you're getting $300 a month allowance, which some people don't even get because they're poor, imagine getting $300 a month in allowance. How are you able to rent out a property that costs $300? This isn't 1950s, brother. There's no such a thing as property that costs like $500. Like, this isn't the 1800s. This isn't the founding years of America. What is he talking about? Why would a 15-year-old do that in the first place?
And this is how.
Well, guys, today's
Don't touch the
What happened? Hold on. That was funny.
300.
I'm gonna be a millionaire before
I'm going a million
I'm 20, and this is how.
The net worth has estimated worth of 600. What the fuck? 600 million. Jesus Christ.
well, guys, today's gonna
So does that mean that she succeeded?
be a fun one. There is something strangely horrifying yet entertaining about watching a person who is unbelievably out
Stay
of touch
hydrated.
with reality proclaiming how they think the world works. It's like reality TV, but better. Now, this is something we've looked at a lot on this channel because, surprisingly, it's a pretty common thing for those
Yeah, the hustle culture. The hustle culture. It's like, here's how to become a millionaire fast. Do this, you're gonna become rich. Bullshit.
who get very popular on the internet. Who would have thunk? But today, we're looking at a different kind of out of touch. Those who amass great wealth almost always become disconnected from reality and sort of lose sight of the day-to-day struggles that the average person faces. It's kind of inevitable. However, this doesn't always have to be a horrible thing. Sometimes all people need is to be sat down and be told, hey man, you have no idea what you're talking about. And for a lot of people, that kind of snaps them back. Unfortunately, however, that does not work for everybody, and that is going to be demonstrated here pretty thoroughly today by the TikToks of Grant Cardone. Now, if you've never heard of this guy, he's basically a glorified
I've seen him, but I never actually heard his name.
course salesman who made a bunch of money from real estate, and now he's spent
Okay, glorified course salesman, Andrew Tate 2.0. He's like Andrew Tate, essentially. He's like Andrew Tate, copy, and there you go. You have Grant Cardone, right?
his days in Sigma male, alpha male edits, going on
Yeah, it's like the manosphere stuff, yeah.
TikTok and giving out the worst, most out-of-touch financial advice a human being has ever provided. To be more specific, the financial advice he gives to parents is so laughable that I had to watch about a dozen videos before I could convince myself this guy is not just playing a character. These videos are hilarious, but they're also kind of depressing at the same time. It's
I mean, it's not surprising that he's actually giving out of touch opinions because, like, I mean, he's, at the end of the day, he's like multi-millionaire, almost a billionaire at this point. Of course he's gonna give out of touch advice to people. What the fuck does he know?
gonna be kind of a roller coaster today. Strap in. Let's begin.
Please subscribe. Every 15-year-old kid should be doing this right now. If you're getting an allowance of $300 a month,
Alrighty, not even 5 seconds in, and we're already beginning to see the insanity unfold. Grant, buddy, do you think the average allowance for a 15-year-old is $300 a month?
There are kids who are probably getting $300 a month for their monthly allowance, but most people don't have that opportunity, right? Because most people are just poor, and $300 a month allowance is insane.
month. If I had to pull something out of my ass, I would have to guess that the average kid gets somewhere between nothing and $10 a week, not 75. But this is not even really that relevant because it's not even close to the craziest thing he's gonna say during this clip.
Buy a piece of real estate that pays you $30.
How are you going to buy a real piece of? Are we going to buy a piece of real estate that's gonna cost $300? Like, how is that? Like, what?
Month. Only use the 30, don't touch the 300.
But how would a young, normal person get money?
Allowance, side jobs, side hustles. I was 14 years old. I was working every weekend. I was mowing lawns. I'm doing whatever I could to get some extra money.
All right. Grant, are you fucking insane? Genuine question. Not trying to be mean. Are you crazy? You're a real estate investor, Grant. That's your thing. I know that you know this is impossible. First of all, let's play fantasy land here for a moment and act like a 15-year-old could actually get approved for a loan to buy a piece of real estate. Sure, we can pretend that, I guess. You want children to go out and buy a piece of property that brings them in $330 a month while only costing $300 a month to finance. Okay, can you find me a single piece of property anywhere in the...
There is no such a thing. That's the problem. There is no such a thing. Like, there is no such a thing as $300 worth of land. That it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. And I like I like the fact that he used this mentality of like, oh, you know, I was working when I was a little kid. I was doing side hustles. I was moving loans. This isn't Steve fucking Harvey. You remember those guys that, like, Steve Harvey had this one quote in one of his like TV shows or something. I think it was like Family Food. I'm not exactly sure. He was like, oh, you know, how to become a billionaire. Oh no, it was how to become a millionaire. Are you blowing Are you like blowing like lawns? Okay. Get $10 each, and then do that 10 times, and do that 10 times, and do that 10 times. At the end of it, you're gonna become a millionaire. That's not how that works, Steve. I'm sorry. That's not how that works. that's not how that works. That's not what real life is like. And this guy's the same thing, right? Similar. We're out of touch.
United States of America that fits that bill. That's like a $40,000 home, Grant. Can you find me a livable $40,000 home anywhere in America? Don't worry, I'll answer that for you. No, you can't. But for the sake of the argument, let's just say you could. But unfortunately for you, Grant, I'm going to take...
There's no such thing as $40,000 home. Maybe back in the day. But not right now. You cannot find that. That doesn't exist. It's not a real thing.
The fact that we're living in a fantasy world, back to reality, a 15-year-old is not going to have any sort of credit, no assets, no collateral, so they're going to have...
True, they also don't have any credit score, so like how are they going to get a house in the first place? Because they don't have... if you're like 15-year-old, you don't even have like a credit score. How are you going to buy a house?
Have to come up with a down payment, probably 25% for an investment property. That's 10 grand. Do you honestly believe that not only one, the average 15-year-old is getting a $300 a month allowance, but two, the average 15-year-old has 10 grand sitting in the bank? If you do, you're crazy, man. And
their mom's and dad's money, probably, most likely, right?
this is just scratching the surface. There's tons of other things you need for a loan. Kids don't have 2 years tax returns, Grant. Look, it's one thing if you want to make videos for children who have parents that are multimillionaires, but to say every kid should be doing this, that's so out of touch, it's kind of unbelievable.
I'm gonna be a millionaire before I'm 20, and this is how.
You want to become a millionaire? I was going to say that you're going to become a millionaire because your dad is rich, but I didn't even really have to say that in the first place because she just immediately answered my question in the next frame of the video. I work for my dad's company. Yeah, look, I'm not gonna lie. I think I would also become a millionaire by the age of 20 if I was also working for my dad, whose net worth is almost $1 billion. I think that's how that works. I'm pretty sure that's what they call it. They call that generational wealth. Right. Now I remember it. Of course.
I work for my dad's company. I have a contract with them and I get paid every month. And that...
Okay, so you have your dad's company, which you get contracted by them, every month and you get paid. The only reason why that's happening and the only reason why nobody else is getting contracted but you is because one, it's your dad. And that's kind of about it, really. It's your dad. It's literally your dad. Like, what the fuck? Acting like as if everyone can do this. No. Your dad's daughter. You are your dad's daughter. You are your dad's sweetheart. Of course, you're gonna live a rich life. Of course, you're gonna become a millionaire. Of course, you're gonna work for your dad's company. That's how that's supposed to work. Not everyone can do this. Stop acting like as if like everyone on the planet can do this, right? Every teenager on the planet can do this. That's not how that works.
Goes into real estate where I get my passive income and I get to spend that, but I never get to touch that principal. And over time, that principal in real estate will make me a millionaire.
When she does more, I'll bonus her for stuff that she does. One of these TikToks goes to 10 million, I'm gonna give her a $10,000 bonus. So that 10,000 goes to buy real estate. So she makes 50 a year. Let's say she averages 50 a year, which she will. She's doing a job, she's doing chores, she's doing work. I do not give her an allowance.
Okay, I mean, there's a lot going on here. Like I said, most of these videos are about his advice to parents, so most of these videos involve his kid. I'm not gonna be shitting on his kid. I think she's like 15. Probably doesn't understand how out of touch the situation is, but
Probably,
the reason
most
you're gonna be
likely.
a millionaire before you're 20 is
I would say so. She's probably just there because her dad like told her to, and she doesn't probably understand like what the fuck even is going on.
because your dad is worth $600 million. Yeah, that's kind of the cheat code. Also, Grant, you can say you don't give your kid an allowance if you just want to make shit up, I guess. Redefine what words mean and what not. But yeah, if you give your kid $50,000 a year for doing chores, that is an allowance. Now look, I want to make this clear. I don't really have a problem with what
Yes, that's what like literally allowance. Although he said that it goes into like real estate, so like, okay.
is doing.
I guess your kid just doesn't buy, like, she just doesn't buy anything for herself. I guess, if you say that, although I don't think so. So, like, what, she never goes to movies, she never reads books, she just doesn't get to own anything? Maybe, I don't know. I don't know what their family's like.
Be investing for your children and setting their future up for them. I'm a very firm believer that if you're not willing to invest in your child's future and give them the best shot at success possible and guarantee them a better start than you had, you shouldn't be having kids. The problem is how he doesn't seem to understand how out of touch this is, while simultaneously acting like this is some groundbreaking stuff. Yeah, you give your kid $50,000 a year and $10,000 here and there when a TikTok does well. No shit, she's gonna be a millionaire before she's 20.
Okay, the 50,000 times 10 years, which she will have at least 10 years, is 500 grand. If that money doubles because she never touched it, she's a millionaire. It will have paid her $300,000 in income that was not taxed, and I wrote off $500,000 of salary from the IRS. So it's a win-win for everybody. I'm never
Right. Also, how to not pay taxes. Great. Thank you, Grant. Amazing advice.
going to give a kid an allowance for living in my house. Shit, she's lucky to live in my house.
Yeah, okay, Grant. I don't know if this is an attempt by you to be
Yikes.
snarky and just act like money means nothing to you. It just makes you look like a douchebag.
It makes him look like a douchebag.
$100,000 a year is nothing to you. Can't even qualify it as an allowance. I just don't understand the angle.
Man, imagine being so rich that you're capable of giving $50,000 a year to your kid. That's fucking crazy money. Like, you're so fucking rich that you can just, like, it's not your family's money, it's not all of our money, it's not our accumulated wealth, it's not that we're living as a family. You are so rich that you can actually treat your kid as a different person, totally separated from your family, that you're able to give them $50K a year. Crazy money, crazy money. And that's probably the reason why they're just so fucking out of touch and keep making these TikToks. And also probably, I mean, TikToks making them probably more famous, therefore more richer, because more people probably buy these guys' courses or whatnot, thinking that they're gonna get rich. No, you will not. You're getting... I would have said it. I'm not gonna say it allegedly. I don't want to get sued.
Parents are stupid to give their kids allowances. Here's how I get money as a 14-year-old. Every year I'm paid a certain sum of money from the company for being...
Yes, but it's your dad's company, and of course, like, the random family who lives in New York, in fucking Bronx, they don't own a company. They don't give their kids that much allowance. What the fuck are you talking about, child? You're 15.
Being an employee. This means I have certain obligations I have to fill. I have to help people out around the office. That sum of money goes and gets invested into real estate. That real estate then has passive income, and that money I get paid with every month. I get paid $150, $400 every single month and get to spend that. But I never get to spend the principal income I have. So every year that...
What the fuck does that mean? Imagine flexing but not realizing that you're flexing. You're earning so much money that you can differentiate the money that you earn, even though that the income is coming from the same fucking place.
Principal, it stacks on top of...
I mean, she is 15, so, you know.
each other, and over time my passive income becomes more and more.
Okay, so look, I'm not doubting that that's how you and your dad have handled you getting money, but let's all be on the same page here. That is an allowance. You get money that comes from your dad.
That's what an allowance is. That's literally textbook definition of what an allowance is.
Because it's getting paid out by your dad's company for doing chores around your dad's office. Yeah, that's an allowance. You are describing being a trust fund baby who gets an allowance. That's
Exactly.
it.
Literally trust fund. Like somebody's trust funding this, and it's her dad.
Again, nothing wrong with that. But stop trying to act like you guys are better than everybody else because you don't want to use the word allowance.
I bring home the deadbeat. He has a tattoo on his face like Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
This guy, what are you doing? Like, how are you going to react?
Number one, Mike Tyson can put a tattoo anywhere he wants. That guy you're with hadn't done anything. He hadn't won one fight, much less 50.
Holy shit, what a crazy thing to say to your daughter as a father. Yeah, as long as the guy you're with beats the shit out of people, he can do whatever he wants. That's kind of a weird thing to say.
I mean, I don't really agree with that. I don't really agree with what August is saying here, August Duck is saying here. Grant is not exactly meaning beating people. He's more of saying the guy never achieved anything in life, because Mike Tyson achieved something in life. He's one of the greatest boxers of all time. So that's what Grant is really meaning, right? Achievement-wise, he wasn't actually meaning beating. I don't know. That's how I think.
Grant.
Okay, but what if I really love him?
I'm going to tell you, man, you bring a kid home who's got a tattoo on his face, I got a problem with that. What were you thinking?
Yeah, it's pretty stupid.
What happened to you? Because all we know is this kid took and put tens of thousands of injections into his face. What thought process did he go through to decide to do that? Either did something out of one moment, or you took a long period of time to think about doing that. Either way, we got a problem. And now I got a problem with you because now you fell in love with some guy that makes weird decisions.
You know what, guys? I don't really like this. This is kind of weird, but honestly...
I mean, you can be a normal person getting tattoos, right? You can also be a weird person getting tattoos. It really just depends.
I've got to respect the hustle. Sure, I could be talking out of my ass here, but I think we all know what's going on here. Look, you have me born into a family where my dad is worth $600 million. I'm gonna tell that motherfucker anything he wants to hear. Yeah, Dad, my boyfriend has a face tattoo. You should just fucking kill him. I'm not doing a single thing to mess up that inheritance.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I don't think she actually said that. Like, come on.
You want me to do a podcast where I agree with everything you say? Okay, sure, whatever.
Yeah, that's also another thing, right? Yeah, she's agreeing with everything, which makes me think that it's probably isn't really her being on her father's good graces so that she can actually, keep getting money. I don't really think that's the case. It's more like this is probably staged more than anything, if I have to guess, right?
You gotta respect the grind.
What kind of car do you think I should get? Because I want something that is like a nice car.
I can buy her anything, by the way.
This is a great feeling. But I want some...
Yes, if I... Yes, honey. Yes. If I was also a fucking trust fund kid whose dad was a fucking billionaire, I would also probably feel like really, really good, not gonna lie. That's probably how everyone would feel, I imagine.
It's a nice car, but I also don't want it to be super flashy, super loud, nothing like that screams like...
Okay, you want a fucking Toyota Corolla then. Go fucking buy a Toyota Corolla then. Problem fucking solved. You don't want something flashy, and you don't want something, but look at this. Oh, I'm super spoiled. Okay, right? She doesn't want anything that like tells people that she's like spoiled, or like she doesn't want people to know that she's a trust fund baby. It's super easy, honey. All you had to do is just go to Toyota fucking buyership, like dealership, and then just buy yourself a fucking Toyota Corolla, right? That's all you have to fucking do. Problem solved, case closed.
I'm super spoiled.
But of course, let me guess, she's gonna ask for a very expensive fucking car. Wait, hold on. Didn't like couple like at the beginning of the video? Isn't like a couple of minutes ago? Isn't that the case? Wasn't it the case that like her dad was like, I don't give her anything. She doesn't get any money. All of the money just goes to fucking real estate. So how the fuck is she able to even buy a car? And how the fuck is her dad now saying I can just buy her anything she wants? Which one is it, Grant? Which one is it? Is your kid a hustle baby? Or is your kid a fucking spoiled baby? Which one is it? Got you on that one.
Just something that's like, it's a nice car. She probably comes from a good family, but that's all I wanted to say.
You even said you were willing to have a used
Toyota Corolla. Toyota Corolla. That's all you need. A Toyota Corolla.
some scratches on it. Why'd you say that?
For sure.
Well, I'll be. What a nice young
Of course she wants something with scratches. Scratches on it. Yeah, of course. She gotta be humble.
lady. You would be
Came from the rags, you know? From like $600 million. That's where she came from. From the rags. It's nothing money.
to have a free car with scratches on it? Holy shit. Guys, do we have like a reward we can give her for this? Look, I'm not trying to be a douche, but come on. My first car was $200. It stopped working in 3 months. Somebody saying they'll take a free car with a scratch or two is not very impressive. Not to anybody outside of this kind of circle.
I don't want a new car. Right now, I think the car that I want is the new Toyota Land Cruiser.
Oh my fucking god! How I'm a genie. I'm a fucking fortune teller. Holy shit! Who could have fucking guessed that she was gonna say Toyota?
What? You don't want a new car, but you want a new car? Okay, sure, whatever.
That came out. The Land Rover Defender. I like the
Right, of course. And you're not even going for the cheapest options in the Toyota or like Land Rover lineup. You're just going for the most expensive options. Sure, you want something with scratches on it, right? Yeah.
those kind of bulky cars. Like they're not quite SUVs. The G-Wagon, like that kind of shape of car I like. And the Toyota Land Cruiser is kind of
G-Wagon. How the fuck is like any of those cars scream you being humble and that you're not being spoiled? You're literally listing one of the most expensive cars, a lineup of most expensive cars on the planet Earth. A fucking G-Wagon is not something that humble or like middle class people drive. What the fuck are you thinking? You're 15.
Yeah, the new Land Cruiser is pretty cool looking.
The new Land Cruiser is really cool.
Okay, look, I have nothing against this kid for wanting a nice car. Seriously, if my parents were worth $600 million, I'd be asking for something a lot fucking nicer than a Toyota, I promise you. It's okay to want nice things when you know that money means nothing to your parents. I'm not gonna sit here and hate on this kid, but if you're being genuine, if what you're saying is true, I'm really sorry to be the one that has to break this news to you, but getting a brand new $100,000 car for your 16th birthday does in fact scream, I'm sorry.
That's fucking crazy, by the way. Imagine you're 16 and you're getting a 100K fucking car as like a birthday gift. Man, I remember the only thing that I used to get as a birthday gift was just a fucking cake. It was just a fucking cake. What car are you talking about? What the fuck?
Super spoiled. Hell, it announces that you're spoiled to the entire universe. The average amount of money spent on a person's first car is $7,000, and that number is only...
It's even cheaper sometimes, like 5K, anywhere between 2.5 to 5K if you're buying a new car. If you just got a job that pays like close to like 100K a year, which is like, if you're getting paid 100K a year, that's fucking great money. You're usually getting paid like what, 65K to 95K first year of your job. If you get a good fucking job at that like point, if you're a truck drivers pay like, they get like a lot of good money. They paid good. Truck drivers get paid fucking good in America, especially.
only so high because car prices were absolutely demolished by COVID. A six-figure
right now. They're indoctrinated. They're watching their phones. Their heads are going to be falling over their shoulders by the time they're 40. Any kid, you don't need to go to college. That's 4 or 5 years that you would waste. Put your head
Okay,
down now.
Grant, I'm not trying to be offensive to you, mate, but there's no fucking way that your 16-year-old spoiled daughter is not on her Instagram and like Snapchat every single day. There is just no way that that's not the case.
Find the right vehicle, the right opportunity, get in it, learn everything you can about it. Not the little stuff, but the big things that make
All
the
the big
thing grow.
details.
You could be 35, you could be one of the most influential people in the world.
Look, I'm sure this is probably just part of his shtick, but stuff like this is so disingenuous. You heard it here first, folks. Any kid, no matter what, can have $100 million worth of assets by the time they're 35 if they just put their nose to the grindstone. The fact that this girl's father is worth hundreds of millions of dollars gives her no sort of advantage whatsoever. It's just because all the other kids right now are lazy.
Oh yeah, not at all. Like, it's not like her father has like networking connections with like super fucking rich people. So no advantage at all. Everyone just can go and do it. It's that easy.
It is so lame. I mean, seriously, be proud of the wealth you've created. Be proud of the opportunities you've opened up for your children and how easy you've made it for them. That's nothing to be...
If he was more honest, instead of trying to be fake humble, right, then it wouldn't come off as, like, just delusional, right? Just like the title says here.
Ashamed of. Acting like who you are and what you're worth has nothing to do with the fact that your kid's gonna be a millionaire. That is something to be ashamed of. That's lame. Well, guys, what do you think?
Lame.
Are you
That is
motivated?
lame.
Are you ready to go out and buy a house for 36 pennies a month and become a millionaire by the time you're 11?
I am ready.
That's fine, I guess, but Grant Cardone did tell me that he'd hate you, so you're gonna have to live with that. I can't wait for all the finance bros to invade the comment section of this video telling me I'm just jealous I don't see the vision. I would genuinely rather die with $0 in my bank account than ever buy a course from one of these goofballs. It's called not being...
Yep, just don't do it. If you're watching this video right now, or if you watch the August the Dogs video, if you watch the Grant's video, just don't. Do not go and buy the courses. Just don't do it. That's a waste of money. Allegedly, you're gonna get scammed. Don't fucking do it.
a dumbass. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and walk on over to that subscribe button and touch it. It's free. It won't cost you anything. But for now, that's all I have for you today. Bye.
Great video. Short, to the point, explain how fucking delusional or like fake humble you can be. Essentially, these people are everywhere now. People like Grant are fucking everywhere now. This has the same energy of if you're poor, just be rich. I do remember that one TikTok video by that one girl who was like, why don't the homeless people just buy a house if they're homeless? This is what this reminds me of. It's like giving that same vibe and energy, right? The boss's daughter bonus is $10,000 a month, while your bonus is a pizza party at the end of the year, and you buy your own soda. That's true. That is true, though. I'm going to be a millionaire before I'm 20, and here's why. I work for my dad's company. Conversation ends there. Exactly. We have the same fucking... Everyone thinks the same. It's just what it is, man. It's just what it is.